Hello everybody, welcome back to my class. In this lecture we will discuss about tracking in range. Tracking can be achieved manually if you have a mechanism like hand wheel which will control the azimuth and elevation angle of the radar with respect to the target movement. If it is a low speed target, then this discussion will be very fine. In what is the case if the target increases the speed? We cannot follow it. The requirement of automatic detection, automatic tracking, it becomes necessary. Now, the tracking, the technique of for automatic tracking in range is based on the split angle range gate. Now, this split angle range gate is see, two range gates are generated. One is for early gate and another one is late gate. Now, these two gates, as shown in the figure, helps you to identify the error signal. Here, the echo pulse is like this. In this echo pulse, we have two. We will multiply with this early gate and late gate. The difference of these two. This is the axis of the echo pulse. Now, the difference of these two echo pulse and the early gate is shown in the figure C. This is early gate signal and this is the late gate signal. The content, the area under this pulse, the difference is of these two is this. The area under the late gate signal is larger. Now the difference of these two will give you the error signal. The magnitude of the error signal is a measure of the difference uh, between the center of pulse and the center of the gates. Now, the sign of the error signal will determine the direction of the motor in which it should rotate. And if the error is 0, we can consider the target is at the center of the axis. Now, acquisition and scanning patterns helps us to identify, to scan the target very easily. A tracking radar must first find and acquire the target before it can operate as a target. So the first phase of a tracking radar is scanning. Scan, acquire the data, then start tracking. Therefore, it is usually necessary for a radar to scan angular sector in which the presence of the target is suspected. Example of common types of scanning pattern employed with pencil beam antennas are illustrated in this figure. First one is helical antenna. So this helical antenna produces helical scan beam which is circularly polarized. That helical antenna will produce a very sharp pencil-like beam which is very familiar in satellite communications. The second one is palm type of palm type of pattern, which is something like a spring-like structure is generated. Third one is spiral scan, which you can see in the figure C, and this is next model is TV raster. This is raster or TV scan method, and this is nodding method, which is similar to similar to the TV scan, but it is in vertical direction, and the angle here is also looking like V-shaped, whereas here all the lines are parallel. So if you go to next slide, you can elaborately understand each and every type. In helical scan, the antenna is continuously rotated in azimuth while it is simultaneously raised and lowered in elevation. It takes the helix in space. Whereas the second model is Palmer scan, which consists a rapid circular scan, which is something like a conical scan about the axis of the antenna, combined with a linear movement of axis rotation. This is Palmer scan. When the axis of rotation is held stationary, the Palmer scan reduces to the conical scan, which is very simple logic. The spiral scan covers the angular search volume with a circular symmetry. The spiral scan and the palmate scan suffer from the disadvantage is that all parts of the scan volume do not receive the same energy unless the scanning speed is varied during the scan cycle. The raster or TV scan scans a search area in a uniform manner because its scan itself is a uniform. Or we can also call it as the raster scan is simple and convenient means for searching a limited sector, rectangular in shape. The final one is the nodding scan produced by oscillating the antenna beam rapidly in elevation, slowly in azimuth. You can understand this by just seeing that diagram, which have rapid changes in vertical direction and very little movement in horizontal direction. The nodding scan may be used to obtain hemispherical coverage, that is, elevation angle extending to 90 degrees and the azimuth angle to 360 degrees. Slowly you can rotate that antenna. So this is about the tracking in range. Thank you.